Hi, my name is Hannah Carroll Chapman. I attended the Australian International Screen Forum for Screen Australia's Talent USA New York program. It's a program that sends a bunch of delegates over to New York to meet with a bunch of industry professionals as part of the Australian International Screen Forum, where you spend a week with your cohorts kind of learning from mentors and industry professionals in New York about the industry over in America. So I applied for Talent USA because I really wanted to learn more about what was happening in the American film and television industry over there. I also have a bunch of pitches that I wanted to take over there. I also felt like I was in the position to start to meet with managers and agents. I also just really feel like I'm in a position at the moment where I want to learn more about the American industry and learn more about being a better writer, what the writers' rooms are like over in America, and also make connections with some of the industry professionals that I've kind of admired from afar. And this certainly gave me the opportunity to do all of that. We spent the days listening to industry professionals. We got to go to events like, we had an event at the Consul General's apartments where she welcomed us to New York, and we insanely got to meet Steve Martin, who was there to see Fred Schepisi, who was also at the event. And in an intimate room of about 20 people, Steve Martin walked around and said hello to all of us and asked us what we're up to. And that was like, I could die happy now. So that was amazing. We heard from Fred Schepisi, and that was amazing to hear from someone who had been in the industry for decades and decades, sharing knowledge with us. We also heard from Simon Baker, Deborah Lee Finesse, some incredible Australian talent who are making some pretty amazing things. Some of the US execs we met with were people from places like Sony Pictures Classics, IFC Films, A24, Killer Films, Archer Gray. It was incredible to kind of hear from executives at that level about what they were looking for, how they worked with people, how they worked with writers and directors. It just felt like, an incredibly high level of executive came to share their time and knowledge with us. I mean, the main one was to meet with managers and agents over there, and I've exited that process with an American agent and a manager, which is pretty awesome. I also wanted to kind of sound out whether some of my projects would be appropriate to pitch over in America as like, something that could be potentially made over here, but with American help, or whether, there was an option for me to kind of go over there and work. And what I learned was that those are definitely both options for me. There's been a lot of meetings and connections made for me to continue those discussions, which is really useful. What I found really interesting about it was that it does seem to be much more focused around feature film in New York, but that I think particularly post-pandemic, the landscape of the American television industry has become much more global. So it certainly didn't seem to me that being either in New York or LA mattered that much. I think with how we work nowadays, which is very much online, which was quite an exciting thing to hear as someone from Australia. Having had follow-up meetings with some of the New York executives, the only thing getting in your way is the time difference. Having had a few 6 a.m. meetings since then, but that was an exciting thing to learn, that the landscape is changing to the kind of opportunity of Antipodeans like myself. I think there is a real excitement about Australian content from America at the moment. I think they are always looking afield for like where they can work and who they can work with. I think that can only kind of happen though if we're able to go over there and start making those connections and kind of be like, hey, we exist, here we are, this is me, this is what I do, this is what I want to do. All of the meetings I had and all of the interactions I had at the Screen Forum were incredibly positive. They all seemed really, really keen to know who I was, read what I had to show them. I really appreciated the energy that they gave to that, but I think that can only happen when you're kind of going over there and really pushing yourself. I think Americans tend to respect that kind of energy because you're meeting them with what the energy that they give out. My advice would be absolutely apply for this no matter where you feel you are at in your career. It's really important to always be learning and learning about our industry, learning about the industry over there. And I would say, yeah, go for it. Don't sleep on it. Just do it. The one thing that I was super appreciative of when we went over there was the time I got to spend with Screen Australia. The people that came over from Screen Australia, like Bobby, like Harry, like Deirdre, like Grania, they were super supportive in hearing what I'm making, what some of my pitches were. They were able to put me in contact with even more people to meet in New York and LA. And it was just nice to get to know them as people and to kind of connect with them in that way. So that was one of my favourite parts of the trip, actually.